Coming to you live from George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Welcome inside our coverage of Baldwin Wallace men's soccer tonight. It's a non-conference game against the Allegheny Gators as the Yellow Jackets make their 2017 home debut. Alongside Ryan Swingle, I'm Brendan Gulick. We apologize for not having a pregame show, working through some early year technical difficulties, but hopefully those are behind us at this point. We did have a chance to talk with Reed Ayers before the game, and we will play that interview for you at halftime, just so you at least have a chance to hear that. Baldwin Wallace 1-3 coming in on the season. They are actually coming off of their first win of the year, and more so than the victory, Ryan, the guys kind of felt good about the fact that they're starting to gel, put together a clean sheet, so no goals allowed. It was definitely a good note to come in on.
Yeah, and really a better offensive performance than we've seen in their prior three games. Up until that point, only one goal on the season, and then winning 2-0 against Spalding was really a good offensive jumpstart for them.
On the other side, for the Allegheny Gators, they're at 2-2, and a team that does have a pretty solid tradition at men's soccer, but they have not been to the conference tournament in the last several years. And that's something that head coach Angelo Panzetta told me earlier today. He really thinks this group is focusing on. The NCAC is a really tough conference for men's soccer, and nobody on this particular team has experienced postseason play, but he thinks they're close, and they've got a good chance to make a run here in 2017. Gators at 2-2 on the year. They have only scored 4 goals, even though 5 total have gone in for them. They had an own goal count in their favor earlier in the year, and 3 of those 4 goals have been scored by their lead center forward, Tolosa Hassan. He has scored in each of the last 3 games. Allegheny in the dark navy with gold numbers. Baldwin Wallace in gold and white, and off we go. 2017 has begun in Berea. Starting lineups for Baldwin Wallace: up top, Cole McDaniel, Danny Ruppel, and Joey Geither from left to right. In the midfield, it's Logan Davis, Rafael Davalos, and Jeremy Faust. And from left to right across the defense, David Elson, JT Taubenik, Garrett McHugh, and Jake Woodruff, with Ryan Asbury in goal. For Allegheny, Danny Reed, Tolosa Hassan, and Adam Maceo up top. In the midfield, Isaac Miller, Jorge Olan, and Bryce Evans. And in the back, it's Dylan Toma, Liam McCursey, Owen Harkins, and Rohan Doherty. Corey Wired makes his first start of the season in goal. And even more so than that, since he is a freshman, it's his first career start in goal. So we'll keep our eye on Corey as he makes that big start tonight. This one sent well wide of the target from Jorge Olan, and a goal kick coming. Baldwin Wallace lines up in a 4-2-1-3, and they ideally tonight want to try to get Danny Ruppel moving a little bit more up top.
Yeah, definitely want to push that offensive attack in the attacking third, with Ruppel being their centerpiece on offense. They're looking to get him going early and often here in this game.
Ruppel was last year's Ohio Athletic Conference Freshman of the Year and had some pretty solid numbers early in the season, then started to taper off a little bit in the teeth of conference play. Allegheny on the attack, headed away nicely by McHugh. McHugh got in there again, and he may have clanked shins with one of the Gators. Bryce Evans centers it over. Hassan throws it off the back of McHugh's head, and he's just getting pestered. Flying the other direction. Allegheny comes over and makes a nice stop. But again, on the Danny Ruppel front, I mean, he certainly is, as a fan, it's where your eyes are going to naturally go, because he's put together some really nice plays. And the offense is going to run through him, and when he's not healthy, makes it a challenge for sure. Here's Danny Reed for Allegheny. Good footwork from Reed. Able to center it with a left foot into a tight spot. Deflected by Bryce Evans, but picked up by Ryan Asbury.
Nice little play on offense there for Allegheny, getting the ball back into the box, but couldn't really capitalize on the good position there.
Allegheny in the opening couple of minutes has had a little bit better possession. Well, we can hear the band practice in the background here at George Finnie Stadium. They're not inside the stadium, but nevertheless, they are, I think they're over in the Berea Mid-Park High School parking lot. Jackets will throw in right in front of head coach Reed Ayers, who's in his 15th season. He is actually pretty good colleagues with head coach Angelo Panzetta, the two of them with a lot of mutual respect for each other. Both have been at their respective schools here for more than a decade. And each, in their own way, have actually had a lot of success. But both programs kind of in a rebuilding mode and have some young talent, though Allegheny is kind of circling the wagons around a couple of seniors that have been a big part of the action. That one sent nicely away by Woodruff. Miller plays for Hassan. It's headed clear. Ideally, Allegheny's the kind of team that wants to play a possession-based game. But early in this one, they really haven't done that in great effect. For the most part, they've kind of tried to quickly attack. Miller rolls it toward the middle. Nice idea for Hassan. It spins away. Danny Reed is there, still at his feet. Finally rolls out of bounds and a goal kick.
A little dangerous position there for Baldwin Wallace. Failed for Allegheny to get the ball back into the middle. Had a nice wide open shot there if they could have gotten it back into the box.
So Asbury with the left foot sends it away. The other thing about playing here early in the season, now you're in the full on in the swing of things, but it's nice to be playing someone other than scrimmaging against yourself.
Definitely.
Cole McDaniel tried to get free and couldn't find the ball underneath him. It's played back to McDaniel. Right-footed centering cross toward Geither was intercepted. Reed, Hassan, and Miller working near side. Allegheny on the counterattack. Sent forward for Danny Reed. JT Taubenek sprinting after it. And he does a great job holding off Reed. That's kind of what you need from a junior defender in Taubenek. He's a veteran back here playing at home, and those are the kinds of plays that you kind of expect veteran guys to make.
Yeah, and that whole back line, all being juniors there, a lot of experience, pretty good defensive back there for Baldwin Wallace.
Headed straight down in the midfield by Rohan Doherty, and it turns into a offensive third possession. Jackets are having trouble keeping the ball out of their half of the field at the moment.
Really been all Allegheny pushing the action so far. Really haven't had a whole lot of opportunities in the attacking third for Baldwin Wallace so far in the first couple of minutes of play here.
We are in the 7th minute of action. It's a really nice night. 70 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, maybe just a little bit of a breeze. But all things considered, it's very comfortable out. The sun doesn't set for another half hour, so we'll still have bright skies over us until the second half. Geither on the attack, into the middle. It's a great pass toward Ruppel behind him. The left-footed shot ricocheted away off of Jeremy Faust's left leg, and it turns into a Gator attack. Evans with a nice through ball ahead. Taubenek steps in front. And the Yellow Jacket bench on their feet applauding the effort.
Nice little counterattack there by Allegheny. Couldn't really get that through ball in there. Would have been a nice possession for him.
Ruppel, great centering pass, and the Jackets score first. It's Joey Geither putting BW on top 1-0.
Really a nice pass there by Ruppel to get it into the middle to Geither. Nice first goal here with only 7 minutes into the game so far.
Baldwin Wallace with a big-time strike. Danny Ruppel picks up his 3rd assist of the year. Geither his 2nd goal. So BW takes the lead here at home, and that's always a comfortable feeling when you can score in the first 10 minutes of a game. It gives you a whole lot more room to work. Not to mention with the 1-3 start for the Yellow Jackets, they can kind of just take a deep breath.
Yeah, nice to get out to that early lead here, push the action a little bit more, and hopefully get a couple more on the board here.
That was a goal that resulted straight off of a counterattack. It had no real buildup. It was just a ball played forward nicely to the corner. And as we said earlier, Ruppel's ability to get left or right and then play a really nice pass in. Corey Wired faced his first shot as a collegiate goalkeeper. Went past it. Far side throw in coming from Isaac Miller. Headed away by the Jackets. Miller keeps it around dangerous territory. A leaping header. This one came off to the left-hand side. Dylan Toma got his noggin on it. And a BW throw-in coming. First 8 minutes of this game, so far so good for BW. Jackets are really packing things in defensively, and kind of had to here in the opening few minutes. Played across the field. Typically, somebody's over there. Not this time.
No one home that time as we got thrown here for Allegheny.
Woodruff will throw in here. Allegheny quickly takes it back. 9th minute of action. Jackets on top by 1. By the way, our officials today, Joe Kuzma, the head referee. As Ruppel takes a long ball played ahead for him. He's got the defender turned around. Great footwork. Can't find an opening. Danny with a nice little back heel touch, and it just didn't turn into anything. Could have been a special little play. Tim Dickin and Ben Heflick, by the way, are the sideline officials along with Joe Kuzma. Hassan, nice little effort to flick. Too much. Adam Maceo couldn't get there. Actually, I beg your pardon, that was Bryce Evans who was chasing after it. Looking ahead for Geither. And on one hop, Corey Wired has it okay. Cole McDaniel with the nice ball played forward.
And even though nothing coming out of that possession there, it's nice to see BW really getting into that attacking third early here, as we kind of talked about in the pregame a little bit.
David Elson swings it back. Tobanek, good vision to throw that one into the middle, but Jorge Olan made it a little more challenging. Too much put on it. Here, ball rolls out of bounds near side, looking for Logan Davis, center midfielder. Maceo couldn't quite stop it. Flowed so far in the early going, now more than 11 minutes in. And the fact that BW has mostly been on the defensive end almost puts a little more pressure on Allegheny, given that they've constantly been attacking, but they are behind here in the early going.
Yeah, BW really playing more of a defensive game, as you touched upon, with a couple counterattacks here.
Quick play developing. Hassan throws it into the middle, headed away. Not a good clear. Maceo standing there, but a good job by Cole McDaniel to come help out. Danny Ruppel tried to play that one on the near side. It got knocked away. Tobanek with a nice swipe. Hassan, one-on-one against Tobanek, lays it back. Alon taken down for a moment. 12 minutes in, BW by 1. Danny Ruppel comes to it. Throws it out there as Cole McDaniel tries to race after it, but Dylan Toma came to it more quickly. Doherty near side, rolls it forward. Been really impressed with BW's fitness and their footwork here in the early going. been awfully agile, and they've all controlled the ball well at their feet. Evans taken down, no foul whistled. Davis looking ahead, and Ruppel said, I was not sure I was going to get there. BW in white and yellow. If you joined us a little bit late, Allegheny in the dark navy uniforms. Baldwin Wallace got on the board in the 7th minute. Joey Geither scored on Danny Ruppel's assist from the left side. Nice ball played right into the middle of the box. And it was kind of side-footed past freshman keeper Corey Wire. BW on the counter. Geither plays it beautifully ahead for Ruppel. He's got a real chance, and he threads it just past the keeper. Wide left.
Nice play there by BW. Just a little bit wide there from Ruppel.
It was deflected partially by Wired, and so a corner kick coming for Baldwin Wallace. Cole McDaniel stands in the left corner to take it. Ruppel got his foot on it, but popped it pretty much straight up into the air. Hassan partially tackled far side. And it's knocked out. Today's Yellow Jacket soccer game brought to you by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products. They're a global recycling company. By Domino's Pizza in Berea. Call them at 891-0030 or go online, domino's.com. We are nearly a quarter hour in. Baldwin Wallace with a 1-0 lead over the Gators from Allegheny College. BW, at the most part, has had all of their offense come up on counterattacks. I think Allegheny has done a nice job controlling the midfield early. Here's Bryce Evans ripping one just high and left.
Again, like you said, Allegheny really having most of the possession throughout the game so far, and the only opportunities the BW's had have been on counterattacks. Look to see them get a little bit more possession here in the rest of the first half.
Nice header in the midfield. It's a Yellow Jacket throw in. Deflected away. All right. BW coming off their first win of the year. A 2-0 shutout over Spalding University, which is down in Lexington, Kentucky. It's nice to get that first win after 3 consecutive losses to open the year against Geneseo, DeSales, and Center. After the foul on the Gators, it's a free kick coming. Baldwin Wallace, really in those first 4 games, just haven't been able to generate much offensively at all.
No.
They've been outshot quite a lot. 14 fewer shots than their opponents in the first 4 games, as this one rolls out for a corner kick. But so far today, they've come up with some offensive opportunities. Corner kick to be taken here by Danny Reed.
Yeah, and 2 out of those first 3 losses were shutouts for BW, so it's nice to see them get out on the offensive end early in this game, as well as the 2-0 victory over Spalding in their last game.
Reed sends it into the middle, and a nice defensive play, sending it away. It was Garrett McHugh who heads it free. I like Baldwin Wallace's poise so far early in the game because they've kind of been on their heels a little bit defensively.
Definitely.
They have not broken down, though. was one of the rare times Ruppel didn't control the ball at his feet. Allegheny with a real chance here as Reed has it in the left corner. Evans had it blocked. And a throw in coming. Allegheny's idea today is to try and just slow down Baldwin Wallace's offense. These two teams play each other almost every year, so they really know not necessarily this exact personnel well, but there are common themes between the way the two programs have been built. That ball may have accidentally hit one of the Yellow Jackets in the arm. It was deflected toward the corner and out of bounds. But Angelo Panzetta said, you know what? BW teams are always technical. They're sound. They look for lots of combination plays up front, like the one that we saw that resulted in a goal. Allegheny knows they need to have a good day defending, and Baldwin Wallace absolutely echoes that thought. Corner sent in, deflected just wide of the net. Liam McCurse for the Gators was there. May have gone off of Taubenek, though. Another corner coming. Senior Bryce Evans, who has started since his freshman year, waits in the corner. Over everybody's head, it fell into a real dangerous place. A shot with a rocket at the net from 40 yards away. Rowan Doherty really challenged Ryan Asbury. But Asbury came up with a big save. Nicely done by the senior.
Nice little shot there, just a little bit too far out there for Allegheny.
I don't know if I'd call it a little shot.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That was a long distance
Quite
fire.
Quite the rip, yeah.
See what the Jackets can do here. Ruppel is in the middle, but the ball rolls out of bounds. Stays with BW. Hope you'll join us again tomorrow night when the Case Spartans, I guess I should call them that, Case Spartans, make their trip over really across town. And we'll have our women's home opener tomorrow night. It's BW. It's to don the turf here at George Finnie Stadium. The throw-in was caught by Corey Wired. 24 minutes, 49 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Baldwin Wallace with a 1-0 lead on Joey Geither's goal in the 7th minute. Again for Geither, it's his second goal of the year. Taubenek doing a nice job so far defending Hassan, who fouled him. And so a free kick given to the Jackets.
And Hassan is their offensive centerpiece for Allegheny. And like you said, Taubenek really doing a good job all night so far, really locking him down and not giving him any offensive opportunities so far.
Asbury will take it. And BW gets it out of harm's way. Ruppel lobs it ahead. Good lead from Cole McDaniel. Just can't quite get there. And it was nicely done defensively by Owen Harkins, who put it off McDaniel out of bounds for a goal kick. Your thoughts so far, Ryan, on the way things have shaken out compared to what you had hoped or expected to see?
Definitely a little bit less of a possession-oriented play so far for BW. They have had a couple nice counterattacks, but definitely would like to see them control the ball a little bit more in their attacking third and get some more offensive opportunities. Really a good job on defense so far by the Yellow Jackets.
They have certainly been tested as Adam Maceo went up that far side and lost the ball, but committed a foul. We'll also have some action for you here on Saturday afternoon as the Yellow Jackets take the football field for their home opener in 2017 after decisively beating the Defiance Yellow Jackets 2 weeks ago, 42-2. BW comes home to take on their crosstown rival John Carroll on Saturday afternoon. Hope you can stick around for that one as well. The Cuyahoga Gold Bowl here in 2017.
Should be a good matchup this Saturday.
Straight from a football player.
Exactly.
It has always been a fun rivalry between the two schools on the gridiron. Danny Reed into the corner. Nice pass into the middle. Hassan was waiting, but great defense, got it free. Last year, Baldwin Wallace went to John Carroll, and on a day that was less than ideal weather-wise, I think that's probably the nicest way to say it. It was cold and windy and drizzling for most of the game, especially given that it was early September. Usually you expect decent weather for those kinds of Saturday games, but a night contest in University Heights. The offside flag goes up, so BW will take a free kick. And the Jackets, for most of the game, actually had the Blue Streaks really right where they wanted them. And John Carroll came back late in the fourth quarter and won that game. Of course, the Blue Streaks went on to make the national semifinals last year, so maybe this is a solid revenge game early in the season for BW. Anyways, we'll look forward to that on Saturday afternoon.
Definitely a game of great importance for both teams.
Chested down out of bounds from Garrett McHugh. Still a starting 11 for both teams out on the field. We haven't seen any substitutions yet. Allegheny was going to throw the ball in bounds, but the offside flag was up, and so BW, rather, will kick it away. If you didn't catch the 7th-minute goal from Joey Geither that put BW on top 1-0. I'm Brendan Gulick along with Ryan Swingle. First home broadcast of the year. Glad to have you back here in Berea.
Yeah.
Olan sends it up. He gets it back. Danny Reed spins around into the middle. Great foot skills from Evans. You can tell he's an upperclassman. BW with a real chance here. Nicely played ahead for Ruppel, who was defended pretty well by Liam McCursey. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be a Allegheny throw-in.
Another quick counterattack there for the BW possession. Couldn't quite capitalize on that one. Looking forward, good offensive attack so far.
Actually, I beg your pardon, not a throw-in, but it went off of Ruppel out of bounds. So a goal kick coming. More than halfway through our first half, 19:34 and counting on this first half clock. You can probably see it. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but Danny Ruppel has a rather bright green cast around his right wrist. Was dealing with a wrist injury early in the, I should say, preseason camp. And he hasn't quite been able to get out there with the same amount of reps the rest of his teammates have had. So, for the most part, you would anticipate that a wrist injury wouldn't hold you up from competing on the soccer field. And while he's been able to play, maybe needed some of the extra time to get ready because the training staff was keeping him out of a lot of the contact in training at the beginning of the year. And a few other guys for BW that are still trying to get healthy too, so this is far from a finished product for the Jackets.
It's always tough to not get those preseason reps as well. I mean, you guys, every team has a couple weeks there in the preseason to really just practice and work on chemistry and things of that nature. So it's really hard to miss those first couple of weeks and then try to get right back into the swing of things right away.
Several new subs coming on. Baldwin Wallace will send in Ryan Hassel and Michael Snowball. Looks like they may have made one additional sub as well. We'll let you know who that is as soon as we get the info relayed up to us. But Hassel comes in for Logan Davis. Hassel's a pretty good option in the midfield. Danny Ruppel has come off. Looks like Timmy Jonas is the last of the three to have checked in. So Jonas in for Kurt Rainey. Actually, I never saw Rainey on the field. Perhaps he came in for someone else. Either way, with no Rupel up front, we'll see who can be the initiator on the offensive side. Actually, no, that can't be right either. Danny Rupel is still on the field. He's over on the far side of the field. Things have shifted around a little bit. Much more possession-based here for Allegheny. Miller. Got it right back. Nice little touch pass from Doherty, and then the ball was thrown well wide left.
Looking to connect with Hassan, it looked like they're not on the same page for the two players there on the offensive half.
Allegheny bringing on a fresh face. It's Ian Chick who comes aboard, and he'll replace Adam Maceo up front. BW on the near side. Rafael Davalos has just come off. Davalos was that last sub. Danny Rupel was up top, but is now over on the far side, so I'm sure we'll get that changed. In the meantime, BW still with that 1-0 lead. About half an hour into the game. Great through ball played ahead for Chick, who just checked on. Passes into the middle where Taubenek knocks it away. Once again, BW's defense coming up when they needed to. Taubenek continues to step in front of Hassan and just make it difficult.
Yeah, really no offensive opportunities so far for Hassan. Another play there by Taubenek to keep the ball out of the middle. Looking for Allegheny to connect with Hassan again.
Near side for Danny Reed. Little chipper ahead. Couple more fresh faces coming in. Let's see who heads out. Jorge Holan and Rohan Doherty, both check out of the game. Matt Masucci, a sophomore defender, has entered, as has sophomore forward Eddie Opelko. 14 minutes left before the intermission. Both teams using some depth here over the last few minutes. Of course, both players pointing in their own direction. Goal kick coming. Well, I'd be remiss to not bring up a Cleveland Indians score, because I would think that most people who would be paying attention tonight, if you're Yellow Jacket fans, a good chance you follow the Indians here locally, going for Major League Baseball history in some regards. They want their 20th win in a row tonight. First batter in the bottom of the first inning, Frankie Lindor. It's his 30th home run of the year, and the Tribe's up 1-0. They are unbelievably hot right now.
Yeah, especially with a bunch of injuries on the team, too. Looking for guys to come back later in the year. Really crazy to see them pull this off at this point in the year.
It'll be fun to watch that continue, as Hassan had a ball rolled behind him. And Baldwin Wallace defensively is just pestering him to death.
Yeah, really just not even allowing him to get a foot on the ball the entire game.
John Sion waits to check in. Outside of Hassan, Sion is the only other Gator who has scored so far in the first 4 games of the year. Good little effort on the near side. But the Jackets have it thwarted quickly. Pulled back in, looking in the middle for Hassel. Baldwin Wallace can't sustain the offense.
Hassel couldn't quite cross the ball back in the middle in that opening possession, and really just tough luck there for the Yellow Jackets.
Rupel chased after it. Hassan. Taubenek cuts him off. Little touch pass laid over. Near side now, Woodruff. Nice play in the middle from Isaac Miller. 11 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first half. Throw in coming for the men in Navy. Sion comes on here. Two other Gators checking in. Taylor Dias and Dylan Toma. Of course, Toma started the ball game at left back. Plays along the outside. Nice pass played ahead. BW is onside. Hassel, 2-on-2, touches it over, and it was just mistimed. Boy, that could have been a really nice creative shot. Never manifested.
Yeah, really a great opportunity there for BW. Just couldn't quite capitalize on the nice tacking play.
Looking in the middle here, Sion sends it back over. Woodruff into the middle. Rupel chasing to it. Cut off by Toma. BW somehow maintained possession. Boy, great work right in the middle from BW's Joey Geither. Really impressed with him so far. McDaniel left foots it, but he crossed the sideline out of bounds. Less than 10 minutes remaining in our opening half. Baldwin Wallace out front 1-0 on Joey Geither's second goal of the year. It came back in the 7th minute, and so far that's been enough to stand on top. Allegheny chases after it far side, but the ball rolls out of bounds. Tonight's Yellow Jacket soccer game brought to you by the Ohio Education Credit Union. Gain the advantage and build your future today. By Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. And by the Comfort Inn in Middleburg Heights, where your comfort is just a part of the service we provide our guests. BW with a full steam ahead. Hassel lays it back off. Woodruff in the corner. Touched ahead toward Geither, and it was too solidly off his foot, out of bounds. It was the first time BW looked like they may have been building something. Not a lot of sustained offense on the right half of the field here in the first half.
Yeah, we've touched on it throughout the game. Just really a whole lot of counterattacks, quick possessions for BW. Really not a whole lot of sustained offense for the Yellow Jackets.
A little tussling between Jake Woodruff and John Sion. Woodruff didn't like being pushed around.
Not so much there.
All right, free kick coming for Baldwin Wallace. Taken by Timmy Jonas. late in the first half. Jonas, high arcing ball into the middle. Wyard had it pop free. And a foul on the Jackets.
Nice play there by Wyard to punch the ball out. And a nice placement there by Jonas.
Chick. Can he beat Taubenik? Not this time. The ball does find Bryce Evans' feet. Evans upset that he was called for the foul. But not a lot of hollering from the Allegheny bench.
Looks like we got an injury here for the Yellow Jackets. A little limp there. Looks to be all right.
Where are you seeing that?
Looks like right there. Ryan, 11.
11 for BW?
Yeah, right there.
Nicholas Bernard.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a different number. I don't see Bernard on the
Possibly
field.
right there at midfield, right in front of us there.
18 is Joey Geither.
Yeah, Geither, sorry.
Okay.
Couldn't quite see the number there.
That's okay. .545 left in the opening half. You know, to BW's credit defensively, even though that Allegheny has had several more opportunities, BW really hasn't had any places where they've put themselves in a vulnerable spot. They've come together as a group. They've maintained their spacing well. I think it's a team that's playing well collectively tonight.
Yeah, really haven't allowed Allegheny to get a whole lot of quality shots so far this evening.
Allegheny's had a few looks on that, but you're right, not a whole lot from great places. Technically 4 shots for the Gators, only one of them on goal, and it came from 40 yards away.
40-yard rip there about 10 minutes ago.
Free kick coming for the blue and gold. From midfield, it's sent over and headed away. Great pursuit from Michael Snowball, the freshman forward. And the ball pops free. BW in a great place. Can they put one in? Not immediately. Still a chance to the backside. Cannon Dees was in the middle. Finally, a whistle blows and a goal kick. I didn't see Cannon Dees come on the field. That one caught me by surprise. But he is in there on the left half of things. Geither. A good chase down by Hassel, but not much to it. Well, teams playing with pretty good tempo in this first half. Baldwin Wallace with a real look here. A shot from well outside the 18. And it is off the mark.
Quite a bit wide there. Shot from range there for the Yellow Jackets. Couldn't quite connect.
3 minutes, 12 seconds left in our first half. We unfortunately had some problems in the pregame if you're just tuning in. We're not able to bring you our pregame coverage the way we had hoped for, and we do have an interview with Reed Ayers that we'd like to air for you. So you'll have to put your pregame hat on and listen to it, but nevertheless, we do want to share that with you. We'll do that at the intermission. Be sure to give you some first half numbers as well. Middle of the box, Evans with a great look, and it's just wide left. That was maybe the most threatening ball that we've seen Allegheny put in all game, and Evans nearly headed it into the left side of the net. Asbury fortunate to have that one go wide. Taylor Dias pressuring on the far side. He knocks it out, so it's a BW throw in. 2:08 and counting here in the first half. And another whistle. Sent up for the Gators by Owen Harkins. Headed on one bounce wide left. Boy, Harkins is playing pretty well defensively, but his set pieces have helped too. And apparently, we have a corner kick instead of a goal kick. I thought Joe Kuzma, our head official, had pointed toward net.
Yeah, a couple dangerous possessions there for Baldwin Wallace. Allegheny failed to take advantage of a couple opportunities, but really good job by the Yellow Jacket defense for the most part.
Eddie Opalco from the corner. Low and into the middle, and BW sends it out. That 7th minute goal from Joey Geither, right now the only tally. It's good enough for BW, even though they've been playing defense most of this first half. Less than a minute to go before halftime. And the Jackets tack on a late one. Hassel is there, and Wired comes out and picks it up.
Nice little cross there in the middle to Hassel, but Wired right there to snuff out the offensive attack there for Baldwin Wallace.
Headed toward the far side. Throw in coming for the Gators with 30 seconds left in the first half. BW wants to mount something quickly. I know they're running out of time. Snowball up to Hassel with 10 seconds to go. Ryan Hassel taps it ahead. Geither, 3 seconds left. Back to Hassel, who has to shoot it. The ball was deflected into the net, but the goal does not count. The shot did not get off in time.
Just a little late there from Hassel. Couldn't quite get it off in time there as time expires.
Disappointing for BW that the ball couldn't find the goal a second earlier. It is 1-0 Jackets at the break. All right, we'll take a few minutes here off, and then we'll come back, give you some first half numbers. And, of course, we'll play that interview for you as well from Reed Ayers. It's about a 5.5-minute interview, and the intermission is 15 minutes long. So we'll have that coming up for you shortly on bwyellowjackets.com. Halftime at Baldwin Wallace with the Yellow Jackets on top of Allegheny 1-0. Brendan Gulick and Ryan Swingle along with you. We unfortunately weren't able to play this interview for you pregame, but this is our pregame conversation with Reed Ayers. Wanted to play it for you now here at halftime. Pre-game coverage of the Yellow Jackets continues this afternoon as they get ready for Allegheny in a non-conference game and their home opener. You're the head coach, Reed Ayers. And Reed, I know you got to be excited for the first time to play here at home this year.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, been on the road a long time. It's always nice to get back. Hopefully we have a good crowd. I know guys are out pounding the pavement trying to get their friends to come out. But I think just to see where the group is, to get them a little bit more comfortable without getting off of a bus and playing is going to be real exciting.
How about the fact that you've got a few games under your belt, you've gone through training, the season is now in full swing. Let's evaluate the first couple weeks in your eyes. How do you see it?
Sure. Well, I think we're still a little bit in the process of finding ourselves. Our preseason, we were kind of beat up, so it was a makeshift lineup here, makeshift lineup there, and I think now that we're starting to get players back, we're still missing a couple, but players are starting to get their role and understand their jobs and how they interact with others. So I think the group in itself is starting to become a little bit more cohesive. We're starting to get the rotation sorted out. So I think we're growing and continue to grow. I don't think we're there yet, but I think over the weekend in Kentucky we made some tremendous strides. Yes.
As you look at this game in particular, and you play Allegheny almost every year. I know you have a good relationship with Coach Panzetta. What is it about Allegheny that maybe there's some common threads from year to year?
Well, I think Angelo is a very good coach, and his teams they're always going to be organized. They're going to be very competitive. They're a hard-nosed team. They're a very difficult team to break down. I think they represent a lot of what you'll see in the OAC. So I think it's a great game for us to have to prepare for conference play. We're going to be on top of our game to move the ball, to keep it on the floor and keep their defense unbalanced. Because if we play at a slow tempo, they're going to be organized to the point where we're not going to be able to break them down.
I know you mentioned that you were dealing with some injuries in the preseason. Where are you in terms of that health now that you're kind of in the third full week?
Well, I think Danny Rupel is one of our kind of go-to goal scorers, and I think he's starting to come into form. He was able to do some stuff off to the side. He had an injury with his hand, so he was able to do some conditioning. He was able to do stuff off to the side, but they really limited his contact. And it's like an analogy. It's like going in a batting cage versus facing live pitching. He was a little off the tempo. So I think he's starting to hit his stride. He had a very good weekend in Kentucky. We got Ryan Hassel back, so he did not play with us in Erie. And he is a proven goal scorer. I think Danny and Ryan are two of our go-to guys in the final third. We're still waiting on Kurt Rainey to come back, who's kind of our playmaker. Timetable for him is we really don't know. He's still going to be out for a bit, and then obviously getting him back and getting him up to speed is going to take some time. But outside of Kurt, I think we've got the majority of our guys back.
Let's focus on some individuals for Allegheny. They've only scored 4 goals in the 4 games they've played, but in each of the last 3 games, Tolosa Hassan has played very well. John Sione's made a nice impact, and seniors Bryce Evans and Isaac Miller basically played for 4 years as starters. Mm-hmm. This group in particular, what's difficult about them?
I would say their pace, the pace and creativity. If you get isolated and you lose your shape, they're gonna punish you, especially on the flank with Hassan. He's a very dynamic, very creative player, and you can't give that guy time and space to play. So I think in general with the group, I think this is one of their more athletic teams, and certainly showcased by the frontline players. They'll interchange, they'll move off the ball, and you've got to really stay organized.
Certainly, you want to come away with a result, win, loss, draw. I mean, obviously you want points tonight, but if you want to walk away from this evening's game and feel like you did something successful, whether it's the offensive or defensive side of the ball, what are you really keen on?
Well, I think, and the guys kind of highlighted in Kentucky. I mean, they were very excited for the win, but the thing that they were most excited about was a clean sheet. I think for us to be successful, we've really got to continue to go, but and shore up our defense. I mean, we've gotten good goalkeeping from Ryan Asbury and Pat Mehall. We're going to go with Asbury this evening. I think JT Tobanek and Garrett McHugh are quickly forming a very, very good partnership in the center of the defense. So I think ideally I'd like to have a clean sheet. I'd like us to continue to improve in those areas and be just a formidable defensive unit. And I think if we do that, then the goals will come. We've got enough skill guys. We've got enough creative players that we'll get some goals. So I would like to see a clean sheet tonight, and I would just like to see our guys really compete and really impose our style on the game tonight.
Really looking forward to it. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, more after this timeout on BWYellowJackets.com.
Today's Yellow Jacket soccer game brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the official healthcare provider for Baldwin Wallace Athletics. By American International. If you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International. And by Crown Plaza in Middleburg Heights. If you're looking for a quality place to stay before or after any Yellow Jacket contest, we hope you'll choose Crown Plaza. Alongside Ryan Swingle, I'm Brendan Gulick. We are just about done with halftime with Baldwin Wallace out front 1-0. Thanks to a 7th-minute goal from Joey Geither. But that goal was not the extent of our excitement. We had some fun highlights here in the first half.
Yeah, really a whole lot of nice counterattacks performed by BW, playing a little more of a defensive mindset in the first half there. But a couple nice counterattacks, one resulting in that goal from Geither off a nice pass from Ruppel. And here we are at 1-0 BW as we get ready to start the second half here.
Statistics.
Really lack of shots and shots on goal. Both teams only have one shot on goal, BW with the one goal, and Allegheny with that one shot from 40 yards out there in the midway point of the first half. Really interesting to see neither team getting a whole lot of shots on goal. It's really surprising for me in the first half there.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that fares in the second half. Obviously, Allegheny has played with a little bit more aggressive style, but not necessarily stringing a bunch of passes together. They've more often than not just kind of been pinballing the ball around, but they've had it in the offensive third. The looks they've had, though, haven't resulted in anything, as you mentioned.
Yeah, not a whole lot of quality shots for Allegheny. Haven't really been able to get the ball out to their point man, Hassan. JT Tobnick doing a really good job of locking him down, really denying him the ball the entire first half.
Corey Wired in his first career start. He's only allowed the one goal, but he does not have a save yet tonight. And mostly that's because Baldwin Wallace hasn't put considerable pressure on him either. So there's still lots to be determined here in this second half. With Baldwin Wallace ahead 1-0, but in just a one-goal game, everything feels like it could change. Again, BW 1-3. They're coming in off of their only win so far of the year. Allegheny at 2-2. They've played a tough non-conference schedule already. Kings College and Scranton are both really solid programs. Pitt Bradford's always pretty good, and Grove City just missed their conference tournament last year, but Grove City beat Allegheny 2-1. Nice to see, though, from a BW perspective, that Tolosa Hassan really hasn't factored terribly much into this game so far. Hassan has certainly tried to make an impact, but JT Taubenek, in my opinion, has done a tremendous job limiting his opportunities in space. Hassan is not out on the field as we start the second half. Fair to say he's the most dangerous player on the Allegheny side. Certainly need to respect him.
Most definitely.
All right, the Gators with Isaac Miller running things. Goes to the left. This will be Eddie Opalco. Back to Miller. With his back to the net, plays a beautiful through ball. It's only Asbury and just misses wide left. Opalco nearly equalized the game in the opening minute of our second half.
Just a bit wide there from Opalco. Really nice opening possession there for Allegheny, pushing the ball into the attacking third. Couldn't quite finish there for the Gators.
Yeah, but you got to love the creativity on that pass. Just slipping it through the defense and still giving Opalco plenty of room to work with. Taubenek couldn't slip that one past far enough. Instead, a real chance for Ian Chick. And it just dribbles away from him ever so slightly. BW's come out here defensively to start the second half, maybe a little bit hesitant.
Yeah, a little flat defensively for the Yellow Jackets. Allegheny with their first opening two possessions, getting the ball deep into the attacking third of the Yellow Jackets.
Gators looking to thread the ball into the middle. Knocked away. Allegheny throw-in coming momentarily. Doherty sends it in. That was a little creative play by Maceo. Rupel up top. Looking for some help. Great eyes into the middle of the field. Davalos plays it ahead. Cole McDaniel shields the ball well. That one deflected off of McDaniel, and he's able to keep it in play. Then it was knocked away. Good defense from Doherty.
Nice opportunity there for BW. Rupel getting ahead to Davalos, out to McDaniel, but couldn't quite finish there for the Yellow Jackets.
Long throw incoming for BW. Into the middle. Headed toward the top of the box. A real chance for Woodruff. Out of bounds. Woodruff throws it in. Looking for Davalos. Davalos. Ball finally jarred out of that little circle. Allegheny comes away with it. I'll tell you what, the long passes for both teams tonight have been pretty good. It's been the short passes that have struggled.
Yeah, nice cross game from BW. Really doing a good job of crossing it into the middle half once they get on that open break on the counterattack. Like you said, when it comes to those longer possessions, teams having a little bit more trouble.
Chick looking for Opalco in the middle. Maceo up top. Rolls it to the corner. Opalco once more. Actually, I beg your pardon, that's Danny Reed in that left corner. Hassan still not on the field. Tapped over and cleared away by Baldwin Wallace's David Elson. Almost 5 minutes into the second half. We are under totally dark skies at this point. At Baldwin Wallace's 7th minute goal, the only goal of the contest to speak of thus far. Headed out of bounds by JT Taubenik. Long throw coming from Isaac Miller. Waits for everybody to get set up. Lets it go. Headed back to him. Miller puts it toward the back post. It's popped up into the air and out of bounds. Great ball played back in after the header came back to his feet. And a corner kick for Allegheny. Danny Reed with the right foot. Too long. Taubenik helps defend. And BW knocks it away. About a one-hop strike right at Asbury, but with the exception of some velocity on it, it was pretty much right at him.
Yeah, only the second shot on goal there for Allegheny, a third total shot on goal for both teams combined there. Not the best shot there for Allegheny.
No, but you don't mind, if you're Allegheny fans, certainly don't mind the consistent pressure that the offense had been building. And what the heck, if you had an opening, even if it's not a great opening, you might as well take it. As Davalos tried to spin one through. That was a nifty little try. It didn't work, though. Look, there's so much time left in this game that neither team should feel like they have to press. But both teams have been playing with this kind of tempo all game long. So this is not a reaction to some, some early game offense from BW. This is just kind of how Allegheny plays. Truth be told, it can be entertaining to watch because there's some tempo to it. Speaking of tempo, how about this play developing for Baldwin Wallace? Shot right at Corey Wired. But a nice diving stop as Logan Davis ran after it. Don't blame him for taking the shot when he had the chance, but Maybe a little bit too much right at the freshman keeper.
Yeah, quick run off there by Davis. Early opportunity shot there, just couldn't quite connect on it.
I just saw one of them land on the window in front of us, so I feel like I should mention. As I was walking down on the field before the game, it must be midge season.
Yeah.
Because these little gnat bugs are really bad tonight.
Yeah, when we were out at practice earlier this morning, or earlier in the afternoon, definitely a large presence of insects on the field.
You said that so matter-of-factly.
Yeah.
You know, the whole time you were down there, you're swatting at them left and right. They don't bite, they don't sting you, they're just flat out annoying. The midges are back. All right, BW still up by a goal. We are almost 8 full minutes into the second half. One of the Gators a little slow to get up on that far side. I think that was Matt Masucci. Try to double check for you. In the meantime, BW is trying to string something together here on offense. Geither looks over far side. Chase after. And it rolled out of bounds. That was Cole McDaniel over there. Good leaping play by Woodruff. Jackets ball. Davalos had his pass partially deflected. Nine minutes into the second half, with Geither's goal the only tally so far. Davalos. Opalco here for Allegheny. Good ball played ahead for Isaac Miller, but the defense comes up to the challenge. Haven't really talked much about the Ohio Athletic Conference men's soccer standings so far. John Carroll, the reigning league champion, at 4-0, but Marietta also 4-0. They've gotten off to a nice start. Heidelberg unbeaten at 3-0. Capital 3-1. Ohio Northern 3-1-1 on the season. It's the top half of the standings. BW currently in 9th place, ahead of only Muskingum. This ball got jarred free. And it looks like a corner kick is coming. Sure is. All right, coming from Danny Reed. High area. Isaac Miller couldn't put it on net. I like Allegheny's aggressiveness, though, in their approach here in the second half. Not afraid to get after it. Elson. Working with a couple of Allegheny Gators all over him. Olan plays back to the middle and races after the ball himself. Woodruff to Davalos. BW with a slight advantage. They cannot take advantage, though.
Nice little through ball there from Davalos. Couldn't quite connect there, and Allegheny looking to get back on the offensive attack now.
Long punt down the field. Taubenek almost had that kicked into him. BW maybe a little fortunate that that one didn't turn into anything crazy. Hope you'll come back tomorrow night when the Jackets ladies soccer team makes their home debut of the 2017 season. Case Western Reserve University coming to town on the other side of Cleveland. They'll make the fairly short trek over here. Actually, if you think about it from just a geographical perspective, Case Western Reserve and Baldwin Wallace are the two closest schools to each other. Both Cleveland-based schools. Case slightly closer than John Carroll. Mount Union not really that far away, but maybe they're a little bit further out. Oberlin isn't terribly far either, but Case closer to BW than anyone else. So it won't be a long haul, but the Spartans will come to town, and they always play in a ridiculously challenging conference. The University Athletic Association, Tiffany Crooks, their head coach, always has that team ready to play. It'll be a good challenge for Jim Woitkin's young ladies. A lot of possession changes in the midfield. BW going the wrong way. Opelka was driving Davis backwards. Bad miscommunication there. Isaac Miller has a fast break. Geither trying to recover, and he does.
Nice play there by Geither to stop the attack from Allegheny. Almost a dangerous possession there in the attacking third there for Allegheny.
We have not really said Danny Ruppel's name very much here since halftime. That ball that he just kicked out of bounds may have been his first touch of the second half, and we are almost 14 full minutes into our second period.
Definitely I want to get him some more touches as we progress through the half as being the point man for this offense.
Not only the point man, but he can make so many things happen even when he's not in a scoring position. You saw him make a really nice pass earlier today that turned into the first goal of the game. Miller into the corner with Maceo. Great ball control. Left foots it into a great spot, and Allegheny scores. We are tied at 1 apiece. Ian Chick with the first goal of the night for the Gators.
Really a nice cross there into the box. Chick with the finish off the right foot into that lower 90 there for Allegheny.
Comes in the 59th minute. Adam Maceo with the assist. Well, that's kind of what you expect from this Allegheny Gators team. They are so persistent on the offensive end. You just can't let them get into open space in front of the net.
And really in the second half especially, they've gotten into some more dangerous positions, has the Gators, and that time really just capitalizing off a nice offensive possession for the goal.
Well, if you're BW here, given the way the second half has definitely been tilted in Allegheny's favor, what are you trying to change here in an effort to get things going back your direction, as Ruppel was held off for just a second? Certainly it starts here up front with him.
Yeah, definitely pushing the offensive attack more, maybe getting some more quality possessions. There's these quick counterattack runoffs there for the Yellow Jackets. Maintaining possession and getting some good quality shots for the Yellow Jackets.
I like the passion and the energy with which BW is playing. I don't think that they've been necessarily flat, although admittedly Reed Ayers, sitting over on the far sideline, does not appear to be particularly thrilled at the moment. Whistle blows and a BW free kick coming. Tonight's Yellow Jacket basketball, or I should say soccer game, is brought to you by the Courtyard Marriott Town Place Suites in Middleburg Heights. Also brought to you by Integrity Berea. If you're looking for a place to call home, choose Integrity Berea. Go online to mybereaapartment.com. Taubenik. Really good job holding off. It's Bryce Evans that came flying up the field. Actually, I beg your pardon, that's Christian Snyder, freshman forward who just checked in recently. It's a BW throw in. Allegheny didn't like it. There'll be a little gamesmanship there from Dylan Toma. Couple of substitutions coming on. Davalos and Davis and McDaniel are all leaving the field. Ryan Hassel checks in. Timmy Jonas and Michael Snowball all back on. Pretty sure that's the same round of substitutions that we saw in the first half, although it came a little bit later in the first half. We are only 17 minutes into our second half here. Snyder couldn't really get much more on it than right at Ryan Asbury. Asbury sends it long. And a throw in for BW. So the Jackets had the privilege of playing most of this game with a 1-0 lead until a few moments ago. Allegheny came back to tie things up. Jackets are not happy on that far side of the field. You can hear some grumbling from the bench, the lack of a foul call. Elson. Taubenik and now Garrett McHugh. Long ball sent forward. I think Corey Wiard's played a little bit better as the game's gone on.
Yeah, definitely a good first start there for the freshman. His first career start and goal as the game's progressed, really taking control of the game, pushed the tempo, and done a nice job there in goal.
Danny Ruppel had displayed some nice open field speed, but I think he may have kind of taken Jorge Olan down with him as he got back up. Ruppel lining over the ball. We'll see if he takes it. Ruppel with a long left foot, headed back toward the middle, and it's saved. Biggest save of the night. Timmy Jonas tried to head it in, but Corey Wiard was right there to make the stop.
Really a nice job there by Wiard. Followed the cross to the left side of the box there, but came right back across with a nice save for the freshman goalie.
Miller and Evans, a couple of seniors who have been 4-year starters for Allegheny. They've worked very well together in the midfield once again tonight. It's an Allegheny team, if you didn't catch it earlier on, that has not made their conference tournament in 4 years. So none of these young men have had a chance to play for an NCAC title. Their program, a lot of times under Angelo Panzetta, in 16 years of him leading the program prior to 2017. They have been in the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament, just not recently. Got to be in the top 4 in the NCAC to play in the conference postseason. And then, of course, the tournament champions get the NCAA bid. It's a long grind of a season. You've got one to take care of business along the way as Jorge Olan heads over to the sideline here. He is replaced by Ryan Clydesdale, the sophomore from South Park, Pennsylvania. Nifty little header. Snowball trying to initiate something. It's played ahead to Ruppel on the far right side. So quick with his feet. Ruppel with a left foot rocket off the side of the net. How did that not go in? Jonas Plays it out of bounds, but it was deflected and a corner kick coming.
Really a nice shot there by Rupel from about 15 yards out. Ripped it right off the left post, just a little bit wide there for Rupel.
Wow.
That was a
BW,
rocket.
it sure was.
Yeah.
Can BW respond here? Played toward the backside. Headed into a high traffic area. Woodruff is there, and finally it's cleared away. BW throwing. I wish we had the ability to bring you a replay because that was so close to being one of the early season highlight goals.
Just a real rocket off the right foot of Rupel. Really a shame, just a little bit wide left for him.
That could have put Baldwin Wallace ahead with just over 20 minutes remaining in regulation. Played through, into the middle, and cleared out. Baldwin Wallace trying to string together back-to-back wins after a 1-3 start. Allegheny looking to get over the 500 mark. Good contest on the far side. Played into the middle. A little bit too strong, but Geither runs it down. His goal in the 7th minute put BW on the board early. Good ball played ahead for Hassel. He stopped closing down on it.
Yeah, kind of gave up on that one. Really a nice through ball to Hassel. Couldn't quite capitalize. Really put him in a good position, though.
Rupel near midfield, lets it slip past, and he explodes past the defense. Can Danny Rupel give BW the lead? Not this time. Well, he sure is electrifying to watch, though. Nice job defensively by Garrett McHugh to keep the ball with the brown and gold. Not a bad idea, but too much on it from Michael Snowball.
Yeah, like you said, a good idea on the cross there by Snowball, just a little bit too much on it. Have a goal kick here, or free kick.
Kind of interesting not to see Wired taking this one, but no big deal. No subs waiting to come in at the moment. 20 minutes left in regulation. Allegheny and BW tied at 1. Gators scored about 11 minutes ago to tie things up. Here's Isaac Miller. Miller, kind of half caught between shooting and passing. Heads it back toward the middle. Looking for Toma instead. Here comes Baldwin Wallace. Played ahead for Ryan Hassel. He saves it. But he got beat. Nice play. Here's Hassan. Tolosa Hassan. Nice defense from JT Taubenik. Elson to throw it in. Long, strong throw. Won by the Jackets. Snowball racing toward the goal, and he wins a corner. Who wants it more? BW and Allegheny knotted at 1 apiece. We are in the home stretch of regulation. Timmy Jonas will take the corner kick. Lofted high to the backside. Taubenik gets it footed down right into the middle. Real chance for BW, and it comes for naught. Offside flag goes up. Take me through what you saw there.
Really a nice play there by BW, but even better defensive possession there from Allegheny, able to block that shot on the cross coming through the middle.
Jackets and Gators tied at 1 apiece. What's it going to take for one of these two teams to find a late game goal? Baldwin Wallace in their 2017 home debut. They would love to win the ball game and continue to grow this confidence, but it's been a tough night because can't keep the ball at his feet. Instead, Clydesdale. Not sure what he saw there. Substitutions for both sides. Rupel comes out. And so does Christian Snyder. Ian Chick has returned for Allegheny. Not entirely sure who came on for BW. Real chance here, Hassan. Top of the box, lets it go. It's a kick save. Ball is still free. Looks like Logan Davis came on for Danny Rupel.
First shot of the night there from Hassan. Really haven't seen a whole lot of him out on the offensive end for Allegheny, but a really nice save there by Ryan Asbury.
That was huge.
Yeah, just a nice job to get a foot on there. Really nothing else he could do there besides try to get a foot on it.
Haven't had too many fouls in this game either. But most of them have been called on Allegheny. That was their 7th. Well, no matter. The only thing that really stands out at the moment is the fact that the game is tied at 1 apiece. And we are in the 74th minute. Still hear the band practicing across the street.
Little Bohemian Rhapsody there by Queen.
Just going to say, that's a pretty recognizable tune. That's a foul on BW and an easy decision. 2 more subs waiting to check in for Allegheny. Jorge Olan and Eddie Opalco both be coming on momentarily. You're right, Tolosa Hassan really hasn't done much individually tonight. He's only taken 2 shots, and that one a moment ago, his first on goal. Looking into the middle there for Bryce Evans, but the defense does a good job of sending it out. And here come both of those subs. Alon and Opalco back on. Ryan Clydesdale checks out. And it looks like Isaac Miller joins him. Final 14:30 of regulation. BW keeps it in play. Hassel, good ball played up for Timmy Jonas. Woodruff and Jonas exchange passes. They turn it over in the midfield. Evans for Allegheny. As it's stolen away by Jeremy Faust. Jonas rolls it back to Logan Davis. Sends it a long way ahead. Flag stays down. A step over move. Snowball forgot the ball. And here comes a corner.
Nice opportunity here for BW to possibly get a goal to break this tie.
Cameron Dees checking in. Hassel leaves the field. So does Davis. And the other jacket coming on is Bryce Posner, freshman midfielder from Aurora, way out on the east side of Cleveland. Dees on the corner. Good ball played into the middle, but it was headed the wrong direction. So Cannon Dees and Bryce Posner both on. Salbanek passed that one to two teammates. Neither one of them wanted to touch the ball. BW has yet to play an overtime game this season. Allegheny lost 2-1 in overtime at Grove City in their last contest on Friday night. Not terribly difficult for Wired. That one was misplayed by Dylan Toma. So now BW has another chance. Geither gives it back. Long rocket. Just a little bit too short from Jeremy Faust. If he tucks that one a little higher, he might have found the upper 90.
Yeah, just a little bit too low there off the kick there by Faust from about 18 yards out. Nice play there by Wired there, though.
BW starting to feel it just a little bit. Can they get this momentum turned into a go-ahead goal? We're in the 78th minute. A big chance here and a goal. A go-ahead strike by Bryce Evans. Came so quickly, and Allegheny takes a 2-1 lead in the 78th.
Little two-man game there between Hassan and Evans there, able to blow right by the defender for the easy goal in the back of the net.
And now the Yellow Jackets, who admittedly look a bit deflated, they've got to come up with something to keep from dropping this game here at home.
Really a lot of the momentum here in the back part of the second half has really been towards the Yellow Jackets, really keeping the ball in their attacking third, but Allegheny able to get out on a nice counterattack and put one in the back of the net.
Officially an unassisted goal, but Bryce Evans with his first of the year, it's a big one. This time a game-tying shot attempt high of the net.
Snowball couldn't quite connect on that one, just a little high and left, not really even close there.
Another chance. Geither fed it far side. Dees left foots it into the middle. The header is in! An incredible goal! Snowball ties it at 2.
Really just a beautiful cross there by Cannon Dees right in the middle of the Snowball. Beautiful header right to the left side of the net there, just past the goalie Wired there for a beautiful game-tying goal.
80th minute, Baldwin Wallace strikes on a unbelievable turn of events. I'm not sure what was better, the cross into the middle
Yeah.
or the header into the back of the net.
Yeah, really just a great all-around play there for the Yellow Jackets. D's in the nice cross and the finish by Snowball.
Now these two teams racing to the finish line. 3 second-half goals and 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. Both teams tied at 2. We are under 10 minutes to go in regulation. Dominic. Throw in near side for Dylan Toma. Toma rolls it through. Sends it deep down the field, but out of bounds. And Danny Ruppel coming back in. He'll replace Jeremy Faust, who nearly had a goal of his own. 8:29 left in regulation. Nice header in Dees' direction. Into the middle. Geither couldn't hold off a defender. Opalco sends it ahead toward Danny Reed. Out of bounds.
Goal kick here for the Yellow Jackets coming on.
Both teams taking some second half chances, and they're definitely paying off. But can we avoid overtime tonight with another late dramatic goal? Remember, if BW would have taken a shot a few seconds, maybe even just 1 second earlier at the end of the first half, they would have had a 2-0 lead at the break instead of a 1-0 lead. It was clear cut. The goal did not count and should not have counted. But less than a second, and it may have gone in the back of the net in enough time.
Yeah, Hassel just couldn't quite get that one off in time to end the half, and here we stand 2-2 at a deadlock.
Just over 7 minutes to go in the second period. Asbury sends everybody up, and he throws it over to David Elson.
Looks like a foul here on Hassan, a little push there.
So Cannon Dees has another chance to send one in. This one will be from pretty long range. Keep your eye on Danny Ruppel. Dees rips a low cross into the middle. Comes out to McHugh. Just couldn't keep it at his feet. Isaac Miller pulls it away. Miller had to play it back. Throw in for the blue and gold with 6 minutes to go. Nice defense by BW's Bryce Posner. McHugh chips it up. Ruppel foots it down to the backside. It's punched over the top of the net. Corner kick coming. Baldwin Wallace with some late second half aggressiveness. BW has guys standing in both corners with soccer balls, and they decide they'll take it from the near side. It's Dees. High cross. Woodruff. No, not that time. Foul on BW. As Tyler Thompson, beg your pardon, Matt Masucci got over there. 4:45 and counting in the second half before we would have to go to overtime. Can Allegheny steal a third second half goal and win a road game in which they really didn't look like they could come away with the result? Hassan into the middle, got it back, rolls it toward the net, but Ryan Asbury is there.
Shot there from Hassan, really right at Asbury. Not a whole lot of movement there needed to stop that shot.
4 minutes to go in regulation. No stoppage time in college soccer, but we would have overtime if the game is still tied at 2 apiece. Of course, overtime is golden goal, and you'd play 2 short overtime periods. No foul called. Allegheny's Owen Harkins, the freshman defender, might have gotten away with a little bit of a push. 3:35 and counting here in the second half. Reed Ayers and Angelo Panzetta, along with everyone on their respective teams, standing on the far sideline praying for a late game miracle here. Geither nearly had a free run at the net. Dees plays it down toward the corner, and it rolls out of bounds. Under 3 minutes to go. Toma heaves it. Geither went down in the midfield, popped right back up. Looking ahead for Isaac Miller, but it's out of bounds. Played toward Ruppel. And back toward Corey Wired. Danny Ruppel is racing after it. Good effort. Actually, I beg your pardon, that was Geither. But the ball rolls out of bounds with 2:18 to play in the second half. Might be closing in on overtime this evening. Allegheny with 2 second half goals in the 59th and 79th minutes. BW's tied it at 2 apiece in the 80th minute. Under 2 minutes to play. Yellow Jacket throw in. Both teams kind of playing with reckless abandon as the ball crossed out of bounds. Another BW throw. 90 seconds to play in the first, or I should say the second half. D sends it down to Geither. BW trying to put the foot on the gas pedal here late. Woodruff had it taken away. Stuck with it, but lost possession with a minute to play. Foul call against Allegheny. We are at 49 seconds and counting. Both teams know they are running out of time. Ruppel and Dees both stand over the ball as Allegheny tries to creep a little closer toward it. Ruppel chips it with a left foot, headed in the middle, cleared away with 30 seconds to play. Follow-up strike was mishit. Hassan up the far left side of the pitch. Touches to the middle. Opalco. Decent idea, poorly executed. 10 seconds to play. A chance for Miller late. Then it's crossed in the middle. Oh my goodness, with 5 seconds left. Allegheny's Jorge Olan scores. The Gators with their third goal of the second half, and they have stunned Baldwin Wallace.
Really a crazy last-second possession there for Allegheny. The ball going back and forth across the box and able to tuck it into the back of the net with only 4 seconds remaining here in a 3-2 ball game.
Unbelievable finish.
Wow. Definitely a tough way to end things for the Yellow Jackets.
Only 4 seconds on the scoreboard. BW sends one toward the net. They had no other choice. And there's the final horn. Can you believe how this one ended tonight? Allegheny scores twice in the second half. BW ties it in the 80th minute. And with 4 seconds remaining, Baldwin Wallace allows a goal on a fast break. The third Allegheny goal of the night. And it takes the win home for the Gators.
Really just a crazy finish there. Back and forth game, especially throughout the second half there. Really a lot of up-tempo action from both teams, utilizing that attacking third to get on their offensive, to get on the offensive end there. And really, like we said, crazy finish there for Allegheny in the last 14 seconds there in their final possession, able to pull out the win for the Gators.
Heartbreak for BW as they fall to 1-4. Allegheny goes to 3-2 as both teams shake hands at midfield. So Baldwin Wallace with a little soul searching ahead of them, trying to figure out how this one got away. They had played so well. They scored a goal in the 7th minute and took the lead and held it for most of the game until late. And then they were maybe just for that split second at the end of the game thinking about overtime. Hassan went streaking up the left side, and with a little bit of time left, the defense got caught in a bad position. It was the first time all night that happened.
Yeah, really a good defensive performance throughout most of the game for BW, like you said, until that last second possession there. Kind of got caught off guard, maybe a little bit complacent after taking that final stab in their final possession with about 45 seconds left. Hassan was streaking down the left side, able to get it back into the box and score that game-winning goal for Allegheny.
So your final score tonight, Allegheny 3 and Baldwin Wallace 2. We hope you'll join us tomorrow night when the Case Western Reserve University Spartans come to Berea. A 7 o'clock kickoff with Case on the ladies' side as BW's women's soccer team has their home opener. For Ryan Swingle, I'm Brendan Gulick. Good night from George Finnie Stadium, where Allegheny stuns BW late 3-2, your final score. Have a great night, everybody.